fertility clinic, we provide high-quality embryo culture with least disturbance. This is aimed to produce top-quality embryos for high success rates. Our highlights including our controlled environment, either within the lab in terms of our air quality management, and also within our closed IVF and ICSI workstation system. Other thing is about the single-step media culture for 5 days in either of the benchtop incubator or the options for embryoscope. We didn't change the media. And finally, I'd like to mention our gentle micro-manipulation procedures, including PSO ICSI and the flicking method embryo biopsy. With our current technologies, we have the PSO ICSI. PSO ICSI, basically, this machine is to produce the electrical pulse being converted from the mechanical pulse. This machine comes with the very fine and thin special injection needle. So this is gentle for the oocyte, and with this equipment, we can reduce the oocyte lysis and degeneration rate following ICSI down to 1.5%. In fact, this year, when we look back to our data, when we use the PSO ICSI, there's no lysis or degeneration rate of the oocyte at all. Other thing is the IMSI and the spindle wheel. So IMSI is for selection of the sperm, you already know that, and also for the spindle wheel. As you can see from this picture, sometimes there's this displacement of the meiotic spindle from the area of the first polar body, and it's quite dangerous if you inject the needle through this area like usual, because you can destroy the meiotic spindle and you can basically lose these oocytes. Okay, and last thing is our flicking method, embryo biopsy. So we tend to limit the use of laser for the embryo biopsy. As you can see from this video that we just flick the needle, the injection needle on the holding pipette, and with this one we have 100% survival rate following embryo biopsy and following the frozen thaw cycle of the biopsy embryo as well. And also we can basically achieve 0% amplification failure for the PGTA method. It is established that mammals, including humans, embryos, require low oxygen environments. The study is already established in the animals, but in humans, the effect on early day 2 or 3 embryo is still inconclusive. However, with the extended embryo cultures, day 5 or day 6, and transfer, the beneficial effects of low oxygen culture is observed with an increased in live birth rate for approximately 15%. Another thing is about the temperature control. Because of the oocyte meiotic spindle is very sensitive to temperature fluctuation, which can cause aneuploidies and adverse effect on the embryo development. So when selecting the workstation in the IVF and ICSI procedures, with how many options do you have? So first you have to select between the open and the closed system, and also secondly about the type of the laminar airflow, either the unidirectional laminar airflow or the class 2 biological safety cabinet. And also if you have another choice of using the isolate or the mobile chamber if you have distance operative theater from the embryology lab. And also about it depends on the SOP, so which procedures you like to use, either OPU, freezing, insemination, ICSI, or the micromanipulation technique and the embryo transfer. Here in our clinic, we use closed system due to the low oxygen environment and also the temperature fluctuation idea that I mentioned in the previous slide. And also we select the unidirectional laminar airflow because if you use the class 2 safety cabinet, it can dry out your media, so it alters the pH and the concentration of the media. And we use the closed system for all procedures, OPU, freezing, insemination, ICSI, and embryo biopsy, and also the embryo transfer. So you can see on the left-hand side the conventional system. So VOC can be everywhere in the lab and also in the laminar airflow because of the compressed gas and also the gas from outside. In the closed system, it can improve success rate by you can maintain the womb-like condition, temperatures, level of oxygen and carbon dioxide, and also you can install the VOC reduction filter, so everything is maintained and it's better for the embryo. This is what we call the stress-free embryology. So it reduces the problems of uncontrollable factors of temperatures and CO2, O2 during oocytes and embryo handlings. However, it's still kind of best practice to have the MOPs or heat beads handling media during the process of the searching. But for the rest, I don't think that it's really important now. So we can use just the normal bicarbonate buffer culture media. And yeah, you can see that you can use the IVF workstation for oocyte handling and also the embryo transfer, but you need the ICSI workstation for ICSI and the embryo biopsy. So I show you the our ICSI workstation. This is from the Pulside company. So the environment inside the cabinet was already set, and it's not very difficult, and it's kind of like easy to use when you're passing the samples inside and outside through the hatch block, and you perform the ICSI technique within the controlled environment. I didn't see any restrictions, and this is not just myself. It's also for my team, the embryologists in the lab. They didn't say that there were any restrictions at all. So I think basically when you select the ICSI workstation, you need to really consider about the ergonomic design, because compared to the IVF treatment, it's completely different in terms of timing. So if you need to work here for a very long time, let's say if you have like 20 to 40 oocytes, you need to do ICSI for more than an hour, something like that. So it needs to be really stress-free, not for embryo but for the embryologist as well. Everything should be controlled, so you have everything here on the touch screen, in terms of temperatures, in terms of the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels, and you can basically have a kind of alarm and data logger as well. And with this one, you have the interlock hatch block, so you can pass the media through this hatch block, and there is the kind of like the control on the hatch block that then basically prevent the mixture of the oxygen not to go inside very that much. And also the you have the VOC reduction system here, as I said. And another thing that's really important is the anti-vibration system. Yeah, you can see here that the hatch block is can also be controlled in terms of the oxygen concentration, so they can purge the nitrogen gas within to maintain the cabinet environment, level of temperatures and the level of the gas. Okay, in terms of the quality controls and maintenance, our embryologists do the daily QC, which includes the room temperatures, humidity, and pressure. The incubator temperatures, this is done by the Britannia data log. I'm going to show you in the next slide. The incubator gas system from the screen, and also containing the data log as well. The fridge and freezer temperature, the gas supplies, the cryo storage tank. This is also by the Britannia system, and also the environmental and incubator VOC. So we measure VOC and particle every day. So weekly they perform the liquid nitrogen level checking and refilling. For each 3 months, every 3 months they perform the VOC inline filter replacement, and the company will come, Pulsar will come to do the maintenance for us twice a year. And this is all the equipment we have at the clinic. The VOC and the particle counter, thermometer, gas analyzer, and the Britannia system. The Britannia monitoring system can help us to monitor temperatures within the liquid nitrogen tank here, and also the incubator, and it's our record. And also they check for the currents for the incubator as well, so the embryologists have an opportunity to know if they're not at the clinic through the application in their mobile phones, and also onto the desktop of the clinic. Another quality control is to look at the KPI, and this is our KPI in 2021, which is the most recent one. And basically, we had approximately 80% fertilization rate and almost 100% cleavage. For the blastocyst is 57 in people less than 40 years old, and 55% in patients over than 40 years old. Tend to be very similar, reflecting that the oocyte competency and also the early stage competency is really good, similar to between both age groups. And the clinical pregnancy rates and the implantation rate, they're similar between these two groups as well. So 67% clinical pregnancy rate and 60% implantation rate. In terms of the survival, following biopsy and thawing, as I mentioned before, it's 100%. And we didn't have the amplification failure in terms of the blastocyst biopsy. So I think this is to check that our embryo biopsy method is working. Finally, I would like to thank the organizing committee and the Academy of Clinical Embryologists India for providing us a very good opportunity to show our clinic today. My thanks to all of my team at the Paragon Fertility Clinic, and also my appreciation to the Pulsar company team as well. Thank you very much.